Call of Duty Black Ops 6 official trailer releases today. This is the AlphaWarrior Show. I'm your host, Alpha. We're going to punch this one out really fast because people are blowing up, including my little brother, about have you seen the wild shit that's going on? So let's start off by hitting this trailer. And then after that, holy smokes, is there a lot of something in this? So let's start off with this.
We're recording.
Truth is, your whole life is a lie.
You wanted peace, so we hit the war, and now it rages on in the shadows.
Behind closed doors, where we hide the world's secrets.
While we build your trust, the world falls apart around you. If you weren't so distracted, you'd realize
Nothing is what it seems. But if it's truth you seek, look in the dark.
Alpha looks like a kick-ass trailer for Call of Duty. It does. Are they marketing it perfectly? Absolutely they are. And why? I don't know. Maybe because people don't trust the government right now. Because everything we hear about looks like some type of covert operation or some clandestine operation. But here's the thing. I went and slowed it down. So just to cover, let's do the translation or the transcribing some things that were said in that trailer clip. First one you have is Bill Clinton when he opens it up and he says, "Truth is, your whole life is a lie." Are we saying conspiracy theorists may have been onto something? Colin Powell comes back with, "You wanted peace, so we hit the war, and now it reaches on in the shadows." Once again, a hint towards clandestine operations and covert operations, psychological warfare. Then they bring in Margaret Thatcher, and she says, "Behind closed doors, where we hide the world's secrets." I thought there were no secrets. Conspiracy theorists are going to absolutely love this one because it's validation. Then we come back with Bush Sr. "While we build your trust, the world falls apart around you. If you weren't so distracted, you'd realize." Bush Sr., who a lot of people say he has implications to the John F. Kennedy assassination. To each their own. That's a whole nother show. But nonetheless, he's saying the world is falling apart around you and you don't even see it because we have you distracted. Talking about 5th generation warfare, psychological operations, Psy-War, 4 PSYOP groups in the army, 8 PSYOP groups in the army. There's a few more. Ghost in the Machine Part 2 just came out. Happen chance that this is what the trailer is about? Could be. I'll let you guys decide. Then it comes back with Saddam Hussein, and he says, "Nothing is what it seems, but if it's truth you seek, look in the dark." And then it flashes truth and lies in a subliminal message. So Saddam Hussein, weapons of mass destruction, Iraq War 2003, we went out there, and he's telling us nothing is what it seems, which has been a common topic of conversation, especially in the anon world, the citizen journalist world, alternative media, social media platforms like Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok. I mean, you name it. This is pretty much what a lot of people have been saying. But if it's truth you seek, look in the dark. That's an interesting one. I'm gonna have to ponder that one. Leave some comments down below if you have an idea what he means by that. So Black Ops 6 official release date is going to be June 9th. So you got the 6-9 right there. But what's more interesting is, and I'm going to save you guys the headache so you guys can just screenshot from here. When I was pausing it, I had it at 25 speed, and then I went and literally was trying to do it as close as I could to frame by frame. And something that I found very, very interesting, I'm going to bring it up on the screen, was this was down in the lower right corner of one of the clips, and its coordinates 33.249905 comma 44.269634. So I said, well, I don't think that's an accident. Now I'll give you guys the big version so you know where to look at if you want to find yourself. So that's the The big screen, you can see it down there in the lower right corner. And then once again, that's the zoomed in version right there if you guys want to screenshot it. So I go and I plug in these coordinates, and what does it take me to? But holy shit, Saddam Hussein's palace. That's where that takes me to. And interesting enough here, and I'll bring this up on the screen so you guys can take a look at it. So this just wasn't any palace. I was in that palace. This is one of the ones that had a ton of gold in it. And I forget which river it was right off. It was either the Tigris or the Euphrates was right there. But I literally have been in that one. So I found it very interesting that when you plugged in those coordinates that it took us to Saddam's palace. Well, but that's all kind of cool and all that, you guys. But it doesn't stop there. That's not the only thing that was in this trailer. What else was in this trailer? Well, let's take a look, because when I was going through it, I freezed another frame and came up with this. Sally 8. You got the 5 right there, and then 6, 7, 8. Well, Sally 8. What's the big deal with that, Alpha? I don't know. What does Sally 8 sound like? I don't know. Maybe Sally Yates? Well, who the hell Sally Yates, Alpha? I don't know. Let's bring this on the screen so you guys can take a look. So this is Sally Yates. You're like, okay, so she was someone that was in the government, United States Attorney during the Barack Obama times. But let's go over to ChatGPT and see. Sally Yates, the former Deputy Attorney General of the United States, has been the subject of various conspiracy theories, particularly in relation to her role during the transition and early days of the Trump administration. Here are some notable conspiracy theories associated with her. Thanks, ChatGPT. First one on deck: unmasking and surveillance. One of the most prominent conspiracy theories involves the allegations that Sally Yates was part of a broader effort by the Obama administration to surveil the Trump campaign and transition team. Very interesting, considering what's going on right now with President Donald Trump, waiting to see if he's going to be found guilty or not. But he's also a presidential candidate for the 2024 elections. But it doesn't stop there, ladies and gents. Number 2, Michael Flynn case. Yates played a key role in the investigation of Michael Flynn, Trump's first national security advisor. Conspiracy theorists claim that Yates was part of a plot to entrap Flynn. They argue that her actions, including informing the White House about Flynn's conversations with the Russian ambassador, were part of a coordinated effort to create a pretext for his removal. And I think we have since learned that that is not a conspiracy theory. Number 3 on deck: resistance within the DOJ. Another theory posits that Yates was part of the, quote, deep state resistance against President Trump. Her refusal to defend the Trump administration's travel ban, which led to her dismissal, is often cited as evidence of her allegiance to a supposed deep state agenda aimed at sabotaging Trump's policies. Well, has that come to fruition? Number 4, this shit gets hot, you guys. Crossfire Hurricane. Some theories link Yates to the FBI's Crossfire Hurricane investigation into the Trump's campaign ties to Russia. It is suggested that Yates, along with other officials, was complicit in fabricating the narrative of collusion to justify the investigation and subsequent actions against Trump associates. And number 5, we remember this: Russian dossier. There are also claims that Yates was involved in the decimation and use of the Steele dossier, which contains unverified allegations about Trump's connections to Russia. Conspiracy theorists argue that Yates used the dossier as a tool to legitimize surveillance and investigate into Trump and his associates. And I wish I could say we were done, but we are not. So to get things even more spicy, and you can see this up on the screen behind me. So when I went to Call of Duty's X profile, this is the one that came up right here. And here, I'll make it a big screen on this one so you guys can take a look at it. Now, up here, if you kind of follow my cursor, I'll put it right there on the wolf's cheek so you kind of see where it's at. This area right here, I'm going to throw an overlay on so you guys can see this particular one zoomed in a little bit more. I don't know how much better it'll be. But in this area, I'll go back to the solid video. It has 911 space 2001. You heard me right. 9 9/11/2001. As a matter of fact, let me zoom in on that so you guys can see it up on the screen. So hopefully the zoomed in version, and thanks for Call of Duty Warzone updates for this one. You can see, and there you have it. The 9/11/2001 has a little barcodes below it. I'll pull that off the screen. There's been rumors circulating that there'll be a playable version on the events of 9/11. How they're going to try to sell that one without pissing off a lot of Americans, we will see. But if this wasn't already crazy on a trailer that's under 60 seconds, I think it's like 57 seconds or 58 seconds. When you go and you research the trailer, you're going to come across a website, and the website is thetruthlies.com, and I'm going to bring that up on the screen now. I'll make myself a little small right here down the corner so you can see. When you go to channel 1 on this, and here, so it has music that's playing. I want you guys to be able to hear me though, so I'll kill the music for right now. But channel 1 shows liar, and you see them scrolling, so I'll try to run through this real fast. It goes up to channel 6, and then it's going to continue back to 1. So channel 1, which is liar, says channel guide. That's the one that we're watching right now. It has the weather in the top right. Channel 2, FW, tear down the lies. Channel 3, AIC, the truth cometh. Channel 4, sham, off air. Channel 5, new K, wide open eyes. And then channel 6, TTL, channel 6, news. Now, what I would task you guys with doing, I'll be working on it myself, is all these different weather things that are showing up in the top right of the screen. I would screenshot each one of those, and I'm willing to wager that there is some type of translation or decoding that could come out of those numbers that are right there, whether it's grids again. If you subscribe to the Q boards, maybe it's a Q post that you can look into. But it also shows weather in there. And is it reference to a storm that's coming? I don't know. Like I said, these are my initial thoughts. I'm sure in one of the podcasts that I do in the next few days, we're going to dive into this really deep. But you go over here on the screen, and let's click on the next channel. We go to channel 2. And here.
Let's go.
All right, so it's going to repeat. Now, here's my suggestions for those of you that are watching. Everything has meaning. So even when he's driving away, I would count how many posters you pass by, the spacing between the posters, it could have reference to it. These little intricate details all mean something. So I'm going to put the volume back on, and then we're going to go up a channel so you guys can see what's on the next channel.
This should wake them up. Wake them up.
So on that one, you Mount Rushmore, they put the blindfolds over them, put the truth lies with the devil dog emblems on the corner. Well, I say devil dog in the Marine Corps, but let's go to the next channel. And I think if it's 4, I think this might be the static one. So as you can see, 4 is out of commission, so we're going to 5.
Vet. It's fun and easy. Spread the seeds and watch it grow.
Median home prices have fallen to $120,000.
Recruitment for the CIA has reached an all-time high.
New episode tonight at 9.
Hello.
Ladies and gentlemen.
We are talking to you.
We are talking to you.
You may remember.
Remember.
A better time.
But it was false.
The truth lies.
You were blind to the lies. Blind to the lies.
You must find the truth.
Stop being sheep and become wolves.
Open your eyes.
Open your eyes. Soon the truth will be revealed.
Blessed are the peacemakers.
Holy shit. Listen, we start off with chia pets and we end up with freaking biohazards, bioweapons. Here's the thing, you guys. This one's going to take a lot of homework, just channel 5. There's going to be screenshots that need to be done here. You know, Frank Woods, you know, what, there's just a lot here. But I think the key takeaways, or at least the more obvious key takeaways here, is we are talking to you. So obviously this is communications from what people will say are white hats, maybe gray hats, that are communicating with us. And then it says, you know, you remember a time that was great, but it's also saying, but it was a lie. Like, in other words, it's all been a lie, which goes and takes us right back to the conversation where it was Bush Sr., or I'm sorry, Bill Clinton, that says, truth is your whole life is a lie. Then we go to Bush Sr., who says, well, we build your trust, the world falls apart around you. If you weren't so distracted, you would realize, you know, then that's going back to the comments made by the characters of Bill Clinton and Bush in the trailer. So now we'll go to channel 6, and that'll wrap up this TV portion. So it's, I mean, that one's pretty simple. Monuments worldwide deface. That particular one, not the one Statue of Liberty, but the other one translates into, here, I'll let you know when it shows on the screen so you know which one I'm talking about. I think it's yes, this one. So that translation right there from Germany is, would you lie to right a wrong? And I think that is a perfect note to kind of wrap this up on. Would you lie to right a wrong? And for those that subscribe to the Q boards, one of the posts on there is disinformation is part of the operation plan. And from this tactical operations standpoint, it makes sense, because obviously if you want the good guys going there, the bad guys are going to go there. So you're going to have to put disinformation. But there's a lot of people that have also questioned a lot of things that Trump has said. And this is pure speculation on my point right now. But would you lie to right a wrong? Could this be the very question to get us to understand what's taking place with President Trump on some of the things that he's positioned himself behind, that a lot of America First and MAGA don't like his position on the vax, you know, his position on his support of with Israel, what's going on between Israel and Palestine, and a lot of people having the conversation on Zionism, and to each their own on understanding that. There's a lot to unpack there. I just think this is a very cool clip, if at the very least, an extraordinary marketing strategy from Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Because if there's one way to get everybody to want to play, it's, hey, let's make a video game that involves the shit that you're going through right now and get you to pay for it. So with that, if you guys enjoyed this, make sure you like, share, subscribe at AlphaWarriorShow.tv, or you can find me on Rumble to search out the Alpha Warrior Show, or get in the trenches of X and this information warfare and fight with me there. I'll catch you guys next time.
emergency alert system. This message is transmitted by request of the New York Police Department. This transmission will be broadcast throughout the city of New York. Approximately less than 10 minutes ago, at roughly 8:45, it was reported of a potential accident in the vicinity of the World Trade Center complex. It is believed that a plane, possibly a commercial airliner, had made impact with one of the towers of the complex. It is unknown how many fatalities are present. The local police department and fire department are in the process of conducting evacuations in and around the area. However, it is unknown if this was accidental or intentional. Citizens are advised to remain clear and stay away from the area, as falling debris may prove hazardous. Please stay tuned for further instructions and details as they follow.